that 83% of people have no goals. 83% of people have no goals. 14% have plans, but they don't have any written goals. They're just, planning in their hearts, in their head, and sometimes they can forget. And then 3% of people have written down goals, only 3%. And then you're 42% more likely, half more likely to achieve them, right? And then you're 76% more likely, which is almost 100 if you round off. You're 76% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down, if you put a plan of action after you've written down the goal, and every week you do weekly progress reports and check your progress. So just by doing this small habit, you're more likely to achieve your goals. And I took this to heart, and when I started doing this, I started to see more of my goals manifest. For example, when I wanted to pass the bar exam, I did this exact process where I wrote down my goal, passed the bar exam in one go. For us, that is also 9 Ps, which means 9 passes of all the 9 subjects. And I wrote it down and I put an action plan. I'll study this amount of time, I'll do this and that. And then I would always check my progress. One of the ways I checked my progress was by doing past papers to check if I'm anywhere close to passing the bar exam, so I could gauge where I was and how my studying was going. So it's very simple. It's very simple. It's the simple things that trip people up. It's like the other day, the TV suddenly went off and we're like, what's going on? And then instead of like being worried about like, oh no, is the TV broken? Is this happening? Is this happening? It was as simple as going back and checking whether the connection of the TV was okay. And it wasn't. It was the thing that it was connected to was the problem. So just by fiddling with it a bit, the TV went back on. Simple things like that. But if you didn't know to do that, you'd look for all manner of things and even probably get a new TV. But it's just a small thing you needed to do, right? So I'm going to give you the 7-step process to level up in 2024. You can do this challenge beginning today or even tomorrow to level up yourself so that you can attract that which you want. Jim Rohn is the one who always says, to have more, you must become more. You cannot attract things, different things, with the same level of consciousness. You're going to have to raise your level of consciousness to the level of that which you want to attract, whether it's by learning, embodying what you learn, and other methods. So this blueprint, if you do it, change something today, do the small things, you will change your life just like I changed my life. So the first thing that we're going to do this year to level up is challenge yourself. Challenging yourself is so important. This is because of a concept I learned called post-ecstatic growth. Now, when a traumatic event happens to someone, they can either get it's the worst thing that happened to them and their life is ruined because of it. But scientists were surprised to find that some people, after a traumatic event, have their life completely transformed for the better. That's why you can hear many stories from like these people who do inspirational and motivational stories. For example, people like David Goggins, Joyce Meyer, whoever you want to hear, who've had like terrible childhoods, and then they just transform and become this motivation to others, inspiration to others. And it's because of this thing called post-ecstatic growth, where after something hard, after something traumatic, you gather up all your courage, all your resources, and rise above it. So what they found that if you want to replicate it and want to have yourself grow as a person, grow as an individual, you don't necessarily need to have like a traumatic event happen to you. All you need is something that is challenging, a challenging goal that's going to push you out of your comfort zone. And you can do that by setting goals that about something you care about, but it's going to challenge you. So that's why it's so important to set goals. So have your goal, your very important goal to you. Like if you write down your 7 goals for the year, I want you to ask, if I could just get one thing from this list, one thing, what would it be? And that's going to be your most important goal you're going to focus on, that's going to challenge you. Personally, I've set a goal with my social media. That's why I'm very consistent in posting, and I'm way into this month. So I've been posting, for example, every single day on TikTok without fail, because that's the goal I set for myself, and that's the corresponding action. Then the second thing is, I'm looking down at my notes. So the second thing is soul food. What's gonna feed your soul? You're gonna have to collect things to feed your soul that make you feel rested, make you feel so good, because you're taking on a big challenge, something that's pushing you out of your comfort zone. It is equally important to have something that's gonna make you feel really good. Okay? Studies have shown that people who are psychologically strong, psychologically resilient, and psychologically flexible, is not that they necessarily don't have any negativity in their business. What they do is that they have more access to positive emotions. So they may have negative emotions, but the ratio of negative emotions to positive emotions is relatively high. So what they found was, it's not that you have to eradicate every single negative thought you have. It's just that you have to increase the amount of positive emotions you feel in a day. So the ratio should be at least 2:1. For every one negative emotion, you should have at least 2 positive emotions. So how do we do that? We have a list of things, of soul food, things that make our soul sing. I personally love nature. So nature, anything in nature is part of that. Like just watching the sunset, watching the sky. So I have breakfast every day outside. That's one of my soul foods. I'll go outside and watch nature as I have my breakfast and then slow down. As feminine energy women, that is also perfect, because feminine energy is about feeling really, really good in your body. So find ways to feel really, really good. It could be your favorite cup of aromatic tea. It could be your favorite outfit, clothes that make you feel really good. I have a bunch of clothes, a bunch of combination of clothes that I know if I wear them, I'll be feeling really, really, really good. So I have that. I have a list of those. The next thing you're going to do is find and notice repeated patterns of behavior which sabotage you and your goals. So sometimes we don't even notice that we're sabotaging our own goals. So Einstein is the one who said that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is madness, it's insanity. So what you're going to do is notice what happened last year. Why didn't you achieve your goals? What were the major challenges and obstacles to you achieving your goals? Then you're going to have a list of villains or bad guys. These are the things that are going to try and distract you from your goal, or be an obstacle to your goal. And identifying them and being aware of them is half the battle. An example for me, a bad guy is staying in bed up to noon or past noon. Sometimes I would not want to do anything in the early morning, so I would just stay in bed up to noon. This was a bad guy. So this bad guy, for me, I had to think of ways on how to battle that bad guy. And for me, it is getting ready every single day, because those days when I stay in bed up to noon, I wouldn't want to do anything. Even after I get up, I'd feel lazy, wouldn't want to be productive. So that's why it's a bad guy, because it hinders me from achieving my goals. So I found that one of the ways I can battle it, there's a 5-step process, which I can talk about in a different video to fight your obstacles, is getting out of bed and dressing up. Another one is having a mantra like, today's a great day. I'm so grateful to be alive and well. I'm capable of achieving all my dreams and goals. Things like that. You say it over and over again. Another one is like one of my soul foods, and that is having a song that hypes me up. Just one song. I've trained my mind to associate this song with courage, bravery, hype. And I talk about this in a TikTok video. But that soul food of a song that hypes me up is so important, because the days when I don't feel like getting out of bed, I put on that song out of bed. And then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna seek out and complete quests. Like a game, if you read the book Super Beta by James McGonigal, what you're gonna find is she talks about quests. Quests are like to-do lists, but in like a gameful way. She talked about scientists have done a study, and it was called game reframing. When you do game reframing, it's motivating yourself by just reframing the activity you're going to do. So, for example, in the study that they had done, they told people to prepare. The first group of people, they told them prepare for a math test. And then the second group of people, they told them prepare for a math game. We're going to play a math game. So the people who were told they're going to play a math game, as you can imagine, they were willing to prepare more, to spend more time studying maths than the people who were told they're studying for a test. That is the power of reframing. So when you're doing a quest, it's almost like a to-do list, but more gameful. So you can have somebody give you a quest, or you can set a quest for yourself, something simple, easy to achieve, that you can get out of. Like, for example, my quest for today was to do a TikTok live. And I did one. I had no topic, I had nothing to say, but I put on the camera and went live. And those are some of the things. It gives you such a boost when you accomplish the quest. Something about the phrasing makes it so much more enjoyable. And then the fifth thing you're going to do is get allies, get accountability partners. Remember the statistic we talked about in the beginning, where if you have people holding you accountable, your likelihood of achieving the goal shoots through the roof. It's almost 100%. Well, I have found this to be true. I made my sister my accountability partner, and I told her I'm going to post on TikTok every single day. So one day I didn't feel like posting, so I called her and we talked, and she told me how inspiring it was that I was posting every single day, and that she's starting her own social media TikTok too. I was so embarrassed that right then and then I put on my outfit and made a TikTok video. And that video is currently the best ranked video on my TikTok. It's the one that's bringing engagement and subscribers to my TikTok. And I was like, that is the power of an accountability partner. I here on YouTube can be your accountability partner as well. Just write in the comments what your goal is. And when I see it, I can write like a comment like, how's this going? How's your goal going? And that will form a sort of accountability for you and help you achieve your goals better. So your priority goal in this month, you can write it down in the comments if you're going to do the challenge. And then finally, I'm going to say just embrace the ups and downs, okay? It's not necessarily going to be easy to do every single thing, but realize that we said it's not about getting the negativity out of your life, the failures out of your life. Resilience comes about when you rise above them. So for every quote-unquote failure you have, because I don't quite believe in failure, I believe that you're being redirected. For every failure you have, think of a small win you can also have. Something small that you can do to progress, right? So embrace both the negative and the positive of life. Have more positive moments, but also realize that even if you're sad, even if you're frustrated, that's not the end of the world. If you just get used to handling the emotions, learn how to do the reframing exercises, the reprogramming exercise that I talk about in my affirmation manifestation journal, then you can live life in a more balanced and more healthy way. If you're interested in the affirmation manifestation journal, where I go into depth about these things and give you the blueprint to get your mental state there, to get your goals in order, to get your psyche in order, for this year so that you can have that physical, mental resilience, check out the Affirmation Manifestation Journal. It comes with videos where I'm teaching you trainings on how to, meditate, do inner child work. I'm also teaching you how to do gratitude, how to use affirmations to reprogram your mind. There's a 7-step process. All this is included there, and it's really, really cheap. So if you're interested in that, you can check the journal in the description. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.